The next treatment we're going to introduce to you is the home Russian steam bath. This is a very simple treatment to do anywhere in the home. Anyone can do it. This treatment is fantastic for boosting the immune system. It's also good if you're having troubles with starting to get a cold or flu. If you're having problems with an autoimmune disease such as rheumatoid arthritis or lupus, this is a good treatment for boosting the immune system, detoxing the body, just helping you feel much better. We're going to take you through this procedure step by step, and even you will be able to do this in your home. Now we're going to take you through some of the items that you will need for the home Russian steam bath. One of the first things that we have is we've got our chair here that I've covered with a couple of towels. It's very important to use the towels because we're going to be working with steam and we don't want to burn the person's his legs or his arms. So we cover the chair up really well. The next thing we have is a bucket of hot water. We're going to start with approximately 103 degrees so that we can get the process started and get heating the body up. You can see that we put plastic down on the floor too to protect the carpets or the floors. That's a good thing to have. Now I want to show you our steam kettle. This is a very inexpensive steam kettle that I would suggest that anybody get. You can use it for this home Russian steam bath or steam inhalation, or you can even use it to brew hot water for teas. Now we have some ice water for our cold compresses. This person that we will have in the chair is going to start getting rather hot, so we want to keep the head cool and also the neck area. Okay, we've got a couple of towels for that we're going to use. We also want to have a glass of water because this person's going to be sweating. They'll start to get a little dehydrated. We want to make sure and keep plenty of water down them during this treatment. We've got a couple of towels here. Of course, that's for drying off after the treatment. And then we've got a sheet of plastic. You can also use a shower curtain or blankets if you want to during this treatment, just to keep the steam in so that we can get that good sweating procedure going. In just a moment, we'll bring Craig in and we'll show you how to proceed with the Russian steam bath. Okay, now we've got Craig in the chair and we're going to demonstrate the home Russian steam bath for you. The first thing we're going to do is put Craig's feet in the hot water. So we're going to lift him up. We're going to do this just like I showed you on the hot foot bath. We're going to put our hand in first, lower his feet into the water. In case it's too hot, we can pull it back out and cool the water off. You can see that we've draped a towel around Craig to start this treatment because we're going to be putting the plastic over the top of him, and we don't want that plastic to irritate his shoulders, so we've placed this towel here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our steam kettle. We're going to plug it in here a minute to the back. When we put this down, we want the spout facing outward so that the steam can roll up around Craig. We want to remember to be careful because we're working with steam. We don't want to burn Craig during this treatment. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our plastic sheeting. We'll unfold this. You can see with our piece of plastic, we've sewn it and even put an elastic band in the top, so it just makes it a little bit simpler to work with. It's not necessary, but it just makes it nice. Okay, we're going to open up our plastic and put this over the top of Craig now. We'll work quickly so that we don't make him uncomfortable at all. We want to drape this over our hot foot bath and also around the steam kettle so that the steam starts coming up through the back of the chair. Okay. As we continue with this treatment, Craig's going to start to sweat. He's going to get a little bit more hot during this treatment. So we've got our cold compresses here soaking right now. We want to make sure and wrap one around the head and also one around the neck area to protect the brain and also the thyroid gland. This just cools the blood as it goes up through there. Okay, we also be, as Craig warms up a little bit, we'll be checking his temperature. It's very easy to induce a fever during this treatment, so we want to keep him around the 102 degree range. This is a very, very safe range for him while we're sweating the body, and we just keep a better control with our thermometer. So we'll have this handy as we go along. We also we'll be checking our water as we go through with our water thermometer to make sure that we keep around a 104 to 112 degree range. Remember, I told you we started with 103. That's just to get him used to it. Then we'll continue to raise the temperature up as we go along. Okay, we also have our glass of water. As Craig starts to sweat, we're going to keep him hydrated, as I explained earlier in the treatment procedure. Okay. How are you doing so far, Craig? Okay, Craig said he's still doing good. We're going to put this cold cloth around Craig's head. Okay, we can hear the steam starting to come up the back, so we want to just make sure that we're going to continually check with Craig and make sure that that steam's not burning him anywhere as we go along. So how are you doing right now, Craig? Okay, good. Craig says he's doing good, so we're just going to continue on with our cold compresses. We'll put this one around his neck, and we'll change these as we go through the treatment. Okay. Comfortable there, Craig? Okay. Got our compresses on. Okay, now we're just going to wait. We're going to keep Craig in this treatment. If we were going to do a stimulating treatment, we'd keep him in here approximately 7 minutes. That's just to get a good sweat going, just kind of boost the immune system a little bit. If we're dealing with a disease process, then we'll take this just a little bit longer, maybe 15 minutes. Get a good sweat going, raise his temperature up a little bit, and then afterwards we're going to wrap him up in a sheet and a blanket and just let him lay down and rest and sweat there for a little bit. Okay, you can see we've got Craig really sweating right now, so we're going to make sure and check his temperature very quickly. Remember, I would rather see folks keep his temperature down around 102 or below, just so it doesn't get too high, but the body's really working during that time. Okay, this will be a few more seconds and we'll check the thermometer. Okay, looks good. Okay, we have about a 100 degree temperature, so that's really good to work with right now. Like I said, Craig's sweating good. It's really detoxifying. We'll change his compress real quickly. Remember, we want to keep the head and the neck cool.